freeze some salt, and you'll drive away all the negativity around you. Not only that, you'll also return that energy to its source. This ancient ritual is known by very few. Its power is undeniable. From the moment you freeze some salt, you'll start to feel free from the influence of negative people, spells, and even the evil eye. So stay with me until the end. This knowledge might be just what you need to make envy disappear from your life once and for all. But before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. I drive envy out of my life? Because that's exactly what you'll start to manifest with these rituals. If you're ready to protect yourself and send any bad intentions back to where they came from, follow these simple steps. Take a small amount of salt and get ready for this process that's as simple as it is effective. First, you need sea salt, preferably coarse and as unprocessed as possible. And if you can't get rock salt, don't worry. Even the regular salt you use in the kitchen can work. Also, you'll need a plastic bag that seals well. It can be one of the ones you use to store food, or a recycled one from a store. It doesn't matter if it has any drawings or logos. What's important is that it's as airtight as possible. Later on, you'll understand why this detail is crucial. You'll also need a small piece of plain white paper without any designs or textures. It doesn't have to be big. Small piece is enough. Make sure to manually remove the edges of the paper, as this symbolizes the removal of any obstacles or blockages that are preventing positive flow in your life. And this is an important detail, as many are unaware that each step of this ritual has a deep meaning. When everything seems to go wrong, when we feel like money isn't stretching, when conflicts and arguments become more frequent in our relationships, or when our projects fail for no apparent reason, it's a clear sign that we might be surrounded by people with negative intentions. Sometimes, these dense energies can be the result of envy, or even some kind of spell. But how can we protect ourselves from these influences? In many cases, we can't physically distance ourselves from these people, because they are part of our daily lives. They can be family, longtime friends, workers, or even neighbors. This makes it complicated to face that negative energy directly. However, there's a way to protect yourself without needing to confront them directly. Even if you have to spend time with these people, you can protect yourself from their negative influence and start noticing improvements in your projects, your well-being, and your prosperity. When everything seems to be going wrong, it's time to take action and take steps to protect ourselves. It's our right, and even more so, our responsibility to do so. This isn't dark magic or bad-intentioned witchcraft. On the contrary, it's a work of positive energy, white work that aims to restore the natural order of energies. If someone has disturbed your peace through bad intentions, you need to redirect that energy back to its source. A simple and powerful way to do this is through this ancestral technique that I'm bringing you today. Once you've removed the edges of the paper, make sure that no metal items like scissors come into contact with it. This is key, because we want this paper to be as pure as possible, ready to absorb and collect everything that's causing you pain and suffering. Now I'll explain what you need to do next. Look for a black pen. This is important, because black has a special meaning. It symbolizes the end of a cycle, the closing of a chapter. If you're here watching this video, it's probably because you feel that there are people who have sent negative energy your way, creating chaos and imbalance in your life. Using the color black in this process will help you cut that cycle and definitively close that negative bond that's been affecting you. Black is the color of closure, mourning, and farewell. That's why it's so suitable for this purpose. Also, you'll need a bit of water. It can be tap water. It doesn't have to be from any special source. These are all the elements you need today to keep negative people away from you, get rid of the evil eye, and even any possible witchcraft that may have been sent your way. Get ready, because the power of this ritual lies in its simplicity and in your intention when carrying it out. Now I want you to write down, I am protected. I am a being of light. By doing this, you're already taking the initiative and creating an energetic barrier so that nothing and no one can negatively affect you. Intention is the first step towards protection. At this point, we're going to start with the first step of the ritual. On your piece of paper, you're going to write down the names of people, situations, thoughts, or things that you feel are hurting you right now. Don't rush. Take the time you need to reflect and let out everything that's affecting you. Write calmly and without pressure, because rituals should be done with patience and focus. By doing this, you're starting to reject all the negativity, moving it from your life and your mind, and cleansing your energetic space. Start by writing down the names of those people you suspect have negatively influenced your life. Maybe a difficult boss, troublesome coworker, or even a neighbor who's bothering you. And if you don't know that person's name, write down a description that clearly identifies them, like the neighbor on the third floor, or the office mate who always argues. The important thing is that when you read that description, image of that person comes to your mind immediately. This will help you connect directly with the energy you want to cleanse and protect yourself from. Another thing I'll tell you is that you can write down physical and emotional pains. It could be back pain, headaches, migraines. Many times, when going through negative situations or facing problems, this can cause us physical discomfort. So write them all down, even insomnia, lack of sleep, and so on. Don't hold back. If you need a whole sheet, go ahead. Write down everything you need. This is also an emotional exercise, and what we're doing is getting rid of everything that blocks us. For example, I'm going to write down the enemies. I'm going to generalize because I also recommend that you do this in case you don't know exactly who is sending you bad energy. But if you have certain suspicions that there are negative people around you, then you could put, for example, Juanita as an example. You can also include migraines. Let's say I'm going through problematic circumstances that are causing me a migraine or back pain. So you can write down insomnia, anxiety, sadness. These are going to be my example enemies. Juanita, migraine, back pain, insomnia, sadness. Look at how versatile this ritual is. It will not only remove enemies, but it will also help you release any discomfort. Now what we're going to do is fold the paper 3 times. It's important to do it this way, visualizing how all this bad energy concentrates in this small piece of paper. And you're going to do it outward, because this symbolizes the removal. 1, 2, 3. It's important to visualize how all the bad energy around you gets absorbed into the paper as you fold it. Next, we're going to place the paper inside the plastic bag. Put it in gently and carefully. Once you've done this exercise, you're going to cover it with salt. Why is it important to cover it with salt? Because salt, as you know, is a great purifier and will take care of absorbing the bad energies. While you do this, you'll need to repeat something. All the bad energy goes back to its source and nothing can affect me. You're going to repeat it 3 times till your little paper is completely covered. Make sure it's well covered. Now, I would really like you to write in the comments, all the bad energy goes back to its source and nothing can affect me. Write it down. Now you will be declaring it, will be taking action, and inevitably, you will attract these protective energies into your life. Now it's time to neutralize the bad energies. And how are we going to do it? We're just going to use a little bit of water to dissolve the salt with just a few drops. Don't fill it up. It's just about neutralizing everything that's written in our intentions. So, carefully, add a little bit of water until the salt is damp. Now, what you're going to do is seal your bag tightly. If it's airtight, just close it like this. And if it's a regular bag, tie a really tight knot and that's it. Now it's time for the most important part. Put it in your freezer. It would be ideal if no one handles it, so place it in a well-hidden spot. I recommend that it be at the very back. When you're about to place it in that specific spot in your freezer, it's important that you declare a very powerful affirmation that will close this whole cycle of protection. You're going to say, I freeze all the bad, the evil eye, and the bad energies will stay here until they completely fade away. Close your freezer and forget about it for at least 7 days. It's important and a fundamental rule that this gives you the best results. Do it with positivity. Never do it from resentment, anger, or frustration, because those are very dangerous energies. And remember that everything we send out always comes back to us, often in a multiplied way. So, cover your back and try to do it at a time, when you feel uplifted and powerful. It doesn't matter the time, the day of the week, or the lunar phase. Do it when you feel ready, but make sure you're strong, powerful, and positive. I promise you that you will see results. When are you going to feel the first changes? You'll notice them right away. Soon as this starts to freeze, you'll see how your enemies stop bothering you, and you'll feel an improvement in your physical and emotional health. You'll regain your well-being, which is super important. Even if you've been really anxious or had trouble falling asleep until now, all of that will disappear from your life. You'll start sleeping like a baby. But the most positive and noticeable changes will happen once 7 days have passed and you take this out of your freezer. Here comes the point. When 7 days have passed, grab your bag of salt and throw it away carefully without opening it. Don't touch it. Touch it as little as possible. Throw it in a container far from your house. It can be a public container. It should be very far from your home. This way, you make sure that these negative energies don't come back to us. Now, one final trick that will enhance this ritual is also about reprogramming our subconscious mind. Whenever you feel negative energies coming towards you, or you feel vulnerable against these enemies, open your freezer and feel how all that negative energy is trapped in the ice with no way out. This will greatly reinforce the results of this ritual and also protect you. As you can see, this ancient technique is simple but extremely powerful. I encourage you to give it a try. If you feel vulnerable to negative energies, toxic people, or those who vibrate very low, cover your back. It's your right and duty to do it. Otherwise, you'll start creating chaos in your life. So if right now you feel like you have a bit of bad luck and misfortune, try this ancient technique and you'll see how the results will surprise you a lot. I sincerely hope you liked it. If that's been the case, don't forget to share it on your social media. Remember that when we help others improve their lives, the universe inevitably returns those blessings to us, often multiplied. Finally, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'll be waiting for you tomorrow with a very powerful video for you.
Type Amen if you feel abundant. Remember to like this video, and give thanks. Watch this important message right now.